In today's video, I'll be telling you just 3 things that you need to do in order to get pregnant naturally. If you are new to my channel, I am Dr. Amarachi Ijeoma. I am a fertility physician and my channel focuses on everything in fertility and women's health. So if this is the kind of content you're interested in, keep watching. Number 1, know your fertile period. You see, knowing the right time to have sexual intercourse increases your chances significantly of getting pregnant. So how do you know the right time? It is your fertile period. And to know your fertile period, you need to know your cycle length. What is a cycle length? Cycle length is the number of days in between your period, counting from the very first day that you see your period to the last day before you see your next period. And the normal cycle length is between 21 and 35 days. So any cycle length that is less than 21 days or greater than 35 days is irregular cycle length. Now, to calculate your fertile period, you need to know when you'll be ovulating. Ovulation is simply release of a mature egg from the ovary. So after ovulation, the next 14 days is the luteal phase before you see your next period. So we simply now calculate the ovulation by subtracting that 14 days before your next period. So you will have an idea when you are most likely to ovulate. As usual, let me start with the average cycle length of a woman, which is 28 days. So when we subtract 14 days, we are left with 14. So that 14 now, you're counting from the day you see your period to day 14. That is the day you are most likely to ovulate. But because it is not absolute, we give room of plus or minus 2, meaning that for a woman with a 28-day cycle, she can either ovulate day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, or day 16. And we say that the sperm can live in a woman's reproductive tract for up to 5 days. So we take the earliest day that you are most likely to ovulate and count 5 days backwards. That is, for a 28-day woman, that is day 8. So we calculate day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, and day 16. So these 9 days is your fertile period. In these 9 days, when you have regular sexual intercourse, it significantly increases your chances of getting pregnant. Now, like I said, the normal cycle length is between 21 days and 35 days. So let me use another example. I'm going to try using 4 examples for you guys so you can have a good idea of how to calculate your fertile period. So for a woman with 21-day cycle, 21 minus 14 is day 7, meaning that she's most likely to ovulate on day 7. And then as usual, plus or minus 2, meaning she can ovulate day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, or day 9. So we'll count 5 days before the earliest possible time she can ovulate, which is day 1. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, or day 9. So from her day 1 to her day 9 is her fertile period. Yes, she will still be seeing her period on day 1 to day 3, or from day 1 to day 4, or even to day 7, which is still pretty normal to see your period for 7 days. This explains why some women can actually get pregnant if they have sexual intercourse while they are seeing their period. It all depends on your cycle length. So let's take, for example, a woman has a 30-day cycle length. If we subtract 14 days from it, she's most likely to ovulate on day 16. So she can ovulate day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17, or day 18. So taking the earliest day, which is day 14, and counting 5 days backwards, her fertile period is from day 10, day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17, and day 18. So these 9 days is her fertile period, and this is when she has sexual intercourse, regular sexual intercourse, she is most likely to conceive. The last cycle length I'm going to be using as an example today is a cycle length of 27 days. If you have a cycle length of 27 days and you subtract 14 days from it, you are left with day 13. So you are most likely to ovulate on day 13. And as usual, plus or minus 2, right? So day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, or day 15. So counting 5 days from the earliest possible time you can ovulate, we say that day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, and day 15. These 9 days is your fertile period and is the time that when you're having regular sexual intercourse, you are most likely to conceive. I hope that these few cycle lengths I have used for the purpose of today's video helps to ground you, to give you like good knowledge on how to calculate your fertile period. If you want more explanation or more examples of cycle lengths, I did a comprehensive video using almost, in fact, using every possible cycle length you can think of. Your cycle length will just be there. I'll put the link in the comment section below so you can watch it. The second thing you need to do when you're trying to conceive is knowing how often to have sex in your fertile period. And the first thing I will say is that you don't need to have sex every single day of the 9 days, or you don't need to have sex 5 times or multiple times in a day for those 9 days. Having sex every other day for these 9 days is advisable. However, I would say that go with vibes and chill with a sprinkle of intentionality, because maintaining intimacy on your fertility journey is key, and you don't want to mess it up by the anxiety of chatting when it's time to have sex or not. So like I said, be intentional about it, but go with vibes and chill. And the third and final thing that you need to do when you're trying to get pregnant is preparing your body to receive the baby. You can do this by maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Eat balanced diets with fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, whole grains, nuts like almond nuts, walnuts, as long as you're not allergic. Avoid refined sugars, avoid processed foods like hamburgers and stuff. Stay away from smoking and excessive alcohol intake. Exercise regularly, at least 30 minutes for most days of the week. Avoid stress, whether it's mental stress, emotional stress, physical stress. Avoid stress. And you can do this by exercising, doing yoga, Pilates, engaging in habits or hobbies rather that you enjoy, that you find relaxing. Maintain a healthy weight. Don't be underweight or overweight. And all of these lifestyle changes goes for you and your partner. You see, once you've done these 3 things, it increases your chances significantly of getting pregnant. If you found this video informative and you want more content like this, like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and see you in my next video.